everybody? Okay, let me get my stuff set up and I will be right with you. All right, how is everybody? Hope everybody is good. Hope everybody... All right, let me change this real quick. All right, let me get my stuff all together. So how is everybody? So yeah, instead of keep going over this video that everybody's talking about, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go through what we know. Let's go through stuff we've learned, because I feel like when this video came out, a lot of people just were like, okay, accident, I'm done with this case, I'm moving on to the next thing. So I think it's important to, you can't throw out all the last 2 months of red flags and interviews and shit that we have learned, right? That does not just all go out the window, right? So we're going to go over it. All right, let's... All right, so let's start here, okay? This was done August 8th, Moonshine Inc. All right, so to start at the beginning, Kiely Rodni was a missing 16-year-old girl out of Truckee, California. She was reported missing after attending a senior farewell party at Prosser Campground. Even though today there is no such evidence that she was ever there. Let's just say that, okay? So, she was reported missing August 6th at 5 p.m. by her mother. She was last reportedly seen at, well, we've heard 12:30 and 1. So, somewhere in that general time frame was supposedly the last time that anybody had seen from her. All right, so there we go. That's the basis. All right, now this was done August 8th. It's been more than 48 hours since Kiely Rodni disappeared. Rodni, described as 5'7" with blonde hair, hazel eyes, and weighing 118 pounds, departed from a party at the Prosser Campground area in Truckee around 12:30 a.m. August 6th. She never made it home. Authorities are still working to establish whether Rodni left alone or with other individuals, but she was last seen driving her CRV. Right? That's the beginning. That's where everything started from. And it all came from this party that I just say we still have yet to see any evidence from. So let's not forget that, right? That shouldn't just be thrown out the window because you think this was an accident. Hold on a second. Bella, get her. Come on, Bella. Okay, sorry. So, still, 2 months later, again, zero evidence that she was ever at a party, which is insane, I would say. I mean, I just think even if you believe that you saw her car go into the water, how do you just dismiss everything we've learned and figured out with everybody? And how do you just forget about that? How do you just say, oh, that doesn't matter, it's an accident? You know what I mean? That's what they want. That's what we're supposed to think. That's what they want us to think. Okay. Now, let's just go over some of this stuff. All right, August 9th. Police join plea from family. Friends for info on Prosser party where Truckee teen was last seen. "3 p.m. update. On Tuesday, law enforcement from around Truckee and the FBI gave brief statements on the search for Truckee teen Kiely Rodni, who was last seen at a party of hundreds of young people at a nearby campsite. There was little new information in the search for the 16-year-old who was last seen at Prosser Family Campground, about 10 minutes from where volunteers have set up to organize searches at a local community center. Let's not forget that was set up and ran by teenagers. So, I mean, let's just not forget that either. That's pretty important, I would say. Law enforcement said there was no evidence as of now to indicate Kiely's disappearance in the early morning hours of August 6th is a child abduction. I think that was supposed to say as. Because we don't know, we just have that timeline. We are considering everything, said Scott Alford, a Placer County Sheriff's detective. He said the case is being investigated as a missing person. The last time Kiely's cell phone was on was at 12:33 a.m. Saturday. An Amber Alert also has not been sent out on Kiely. Now, this is, the 9th, did I say? The 9th. 3 days after, but still no Amber Alert was released. Alfred said other methods are being used to get information out so Kiely and her car could be identified. Her family has questioned why it can't be used in this case. Search crews were searching the campground area again on Tuesday, now 3 days since Kiely was seen. Alfred also asked teens at the party to come forward with information from that night. Now, according to Sammy, they got in hundreds and hundreds of pictures and hundreds of videos. Yet, according to the cops, they hadn't gotten any help. Nobody was talking. I mean, how do we just forget all this? I mean, I still have seen zero evidence, let alone zero evidence of Kiely at a party. We've seen zero evidence of a party, period. So, you know what I mean? It's crazy to think. It's crazy to just throw all this out the window and say, oh, okay, let's forget it. Hi, Muse News. Thank you for watching. All right, original story. One friend left early and the other grabbed a ride home from someone else at a party Friday night at a campsite outside the mountain town of Truckee, California. Now, Sammy Smith and Magdalene Larson, two friends of missing 16-year-old Kiely Rodni, have vowed to keep looking. They described Kiely as the girl who would text and Snapchat. She wouldn't go without checking in or run away. Kiely graduated in June from Forest Charter School, a public school in Truckee of about 700 students. An honor student, she graduated early after skipping a grade and plans to study music in the fall at Sierra College. Friends said Kiely was in good spirits and having fun that night at the Prosser Family Campground, 35 miles west of Reno. But that was supposed to be a goodbye send-off. A few dozen kids under the pine trees turned into a party of 200 to 300 teenagers. Yet, there was no evidence that a party took place. 200 to 300 teenagers. Her friends say kids from Reno High School and the University of Nevada, Reno showed up. Police say Kiely was last seen sometime around 12:30 a.m. early Saturday morning. Magdalene left the party early after less than 30 minutes. Now, we were all told 10 minutes. This was, remember guys, this was on the 9th. So, do you see how these kids' stories have changed? How can you just forget all of this? Okay, so it says Magdalene left the party early. Oh, Muse News, thank you so much for the $3 super chat. You are awesome. After less than 30 minutes. Remember, she was telling us 10 minutes. Because within 5 minutes of being there, people were, these guys were walking up to her and forcing her to do bong rips. That was her story, so she wanted to leave. But here it says she was there after less than 30 minutes. She and Kiely had planned to leave for a camping trip the next morning. I just want her back, Magdalene said. Sammy caught a ride home with another friend around midnight. It was just people everywhere. At midnight, she said. Sammy caught a ride home at around midnight. Now, she told us that Kiely called her at 12:36 and she was already halfway home. Or she was on 89, she said, right? She's like, we were on 89. That was 36 minutes after midnight. See how nothing adds up here? Hey, where are you? Kiely asked. I got a ride. Don't worry, Sammy told her. I love you. But that's not what she said. Sammy said when she called, in Sammy's own, from her own mouth, that when Kiely called her at 12:36, she said, "Hey, do you still need a ride home?" And Sammy said, "No, I'm being driven home. I'm in the car in the passenger seat." Oh, Reverend Cynthia Hughes, thank you so much for becoming a CNY family member. So we know Sammy cannot, we know. Both friends have helped organize volunteers to search for Kiely. They have set up a meeting spot in front of the Recreation Center in Truckee. On Monday, dozens of people stopped by, and organizers say they handed out about 5,000 flyers with Kiely's picture. Kiely's mom, Lindsay Neiman, is pleading for teens to come forward with information. Look for images from the party. Any kids coming forward with any information will not be in trouble. We just want Kiely home. Sammy and Magdalene want more than volunteers too. They want anyone who was at the party at Prosser to send videos and pictures and to give information to police about drugs that may have been at the party. But that was not what was said. And we all heard it. What Sammy said was, anybody who was at the party, if you have any pictures or videos, bring them to me. Remember, they did the teen meetups. They got the information. They're asking for other teens to fill out police statements about that night. No piece of information is too small, and no one is going to get in trouble, Magdalene said. We all just want videos to help find Kiely, and it may have something on it police can use. She can't have disappeared without anyone seeing anything. Sammy said Kiely's car, which is also missing, was parked less than 100 yards from where she and other teens had gathered at Prosser. Someone had to see her get in her car. She can't just have disappeared. The federally run Prosser Family Campground is on the west shore of Prosser Lake Reservoir, near other popular camping sites in the Tahoe National Forest. Stampede and Boca reservoirs are nearby. As of late Monday afternoon. Oh, Shendo's Roads donated $10.49 through Super Chat. Thank you so much. As of Monday afternoon, law enforcement was still searching the campground and a helicopter was circling above. Flyers of the missing teen were posted on signs and buildings at the campsite and on storefronts in downtown Truckee. For now, Sammy, who is supposed to start college at UC Irvine soon, isn't going anywhere until Kiely is found. She said she will defer a semester if Kiely isn't back. Well, when she knew AWP was coming to search for Kiely, she couldn't get out of town fast enough, could she? And she keeps hoping Kiely will call or text, even though police said the teen's phone has been off since Saturday. On Monday, Sammy sent another text. "Come on, girl," she wrote. "Please just answer." Ugh. I just can't even. But that's the beginning, right? That's how this whole thing got started. Sammy and her story about the party that, again, I have seen zero evidence of. Don't you think it's odd that there's not one picture of Kiely at a party? I mean, Sammy was like, "Oh, we're getting all these photos and videos in," and cops, a few days later, cops were like, "Nobody's talking. We're not getting any information." So, I mean, contradiction after contradiction after contradiction. So, explain to me why everybody is just willing to throw all of that out the window and say, "Yep, this was an accident." It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'll go over some of this stuff, and then we're going to go through photos and videos and tweet, like all this stuff, right? Everything that has happened in this case.
I'm going to start with the photo on the very right. That is the last photo of Kiely Rodni. She was seen just hours before she went to that party at the Prosser family campground, hours before her disappearance. This photo signifies exactly what she was wearing hours before her disappearance. You can see she's wearing not a black tank top, but a black bodysuit. She's also wearing a black studded belt, green.
When was this? This was August 15th.
These pants and black Vans shoes. This is.
You can see in the picture she got white shoes on.
What she was last seen wearing just hours before her disappearance. I'll point you to the first photo on the left. This is a hoodie that was loaned to Kiely on the day that she disappeared. This item is of significance. We believe that Kiely was still in possession of this hoodie when she disappeared. And the photo in the middle is an actual photo of Kiely's vehicle. It's a 2013 silver Honda CR-V. It's been now 5 days since she's been missing. What's the newest update that you can give us, and do you have any new leads at this time?
So we do not have any new leads, and that I can tell you is very frustrating for us. And so we're reiterate that anyone that was at the party that night, please come to law enforcement. Please go to the tip line. It is anonymous if they want to remain anonymous. We can't urge enough that people that were there know something. If you know something, please say something. Come forward about Kiely's disappearance.
Yeah, the question was about how extensively has the road been searched, because it is pretty treacherous, if you would. It's been flown with hours and hours of helicopter. It's been driven with dirt bikes, patrol vehicles, you name it. We probably put it on the road, and today they're extensively, I believe, still working on a ground search through the same area.
Yep. And you know what I thought was odd about the sweatshirt? Is Angela Masalam said that Lindsay told her that Kiely was wearing the sweatshirt during the party. And it's like, Lindsay, you last saw Kiely Friday morning. How do you know what she was wearing at the party? It's not one of the friends that told her. It's Lindsay that told her. I mean, how can we just forget all of these key things here? Sorry. Why aren't you playing? What the hell? Oh.
You to the Executive Director of the Truckee Downtown Merchants Association, Cassie Hamel.
Hi, everyone. I come to you tonight not as the Executive Director of Truckee Downtown Merchants Association, but as a friend to the family of Kiely Rodni. We have been working tirelessly in this community to find Kiely. She went missing Friday night at 12:30 from Prosser. Our small community is devastated. We are scared, and we want Kiely home. I want to honor the teens right next to me, and I'm going to say this first. Kiely.
I mean, look at Sammy. Look at how she is. I mean, does that look to you like a freaking girl who is missing her friend? Like her friend is missing. She supposedly disappeared from this wild, crazy party, and you don't know what happened to her. And this is how she is. I mean, to just let this go, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Loves music. She is a musician. Wherever you are, the band, unbelievable. She would have loved to have been here and dancing with her friends. Enjoy.
Look at Sammy laughing. She is laughing so hard that she had to cover her face. I mean, what is wrong with this picture?
She is home.
I mean, they're all laughing. This one over here is laughing. This one's everybody's laughing. I mean,
but she's not home. Our longtime local girl who was raised in our community is not home. Hundreds and hundreds of volunteers, community members, and people from the area have met over at the Truckee Donner Rec Department. They have signed up, they have flyered, and they have searched, and they have worked hard to rescue her. Law enforcement agencies with Placer County, Nevada County, CHP, FBI, Truckee PD have been helping in the search and doing a wonderful job. The family is very thankful for our community's help, and we hope to continue the movement because we have hope that Kiely is going to come home. I'm here in front of you tonight just to give silence and time for all the energies to our locals that are here and our visitors that are here and the people that I know are here tonight that have been helping. So let's do about a 5-second silence. If you would close your eyes, you can bow your head, or you can raise your head high to the sky.
Sammy, God is going to smite you. You better put that hand down.
We have a booth here tonight. Thank you to the Tahoe Community Foundation, and thank you to Truckee Thursdays, in the coordination of Truckee Thursdays. Over in the north side, it's the last booth on Donner Pass Road. You can visit, you can take a flyer, you can ask questions, you can share, you can give to GoFundMe. We have all of that information. We will be at the Truckee Community Rec Department tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. To continue in our efforts to support the civilian volunteers. There's not many more words I can say. Please send love. Please be.
Yeah, no, the thing in this town is all these people have said plenty. And now, you know, we're all just supposed to forget it. No, nope, not going to happen.
Be kind, gracious with yourselves, and with others. Thank you, kids. You might be wondering why I'm the one speaking tonight. I've been with the friends, right, doing the stuff with the family. I'm also standing before you because I, as the executive director of the Truckee Downtown Merchants Association, we are the agency that coordinates Truckee Thursdays. What a blessing that we have the access to share this with you tonight. We are so, TDMA, so appreciative of all the community members and the visitors that have come this year. 8 weeks. 8 great weeks, and thank you to our community partners that have.
I mean, isn't this the most ridiculous thing? And now we're going into this. Oh, thank you for all the people that have visited the area and, you know, came here and spent your money and
helped us to put on Truckee Thursdays. This is the last Truckee Thursdays. We will see you in 2023. But I want to end. Be kind. Show love. Hug somebody and know that even if you are a million times removed from what happened on Friday night, we are all touched by this. Kiely is our hug somebody and know that even if you are a million times removed from what happened on Friday night, we are all touched by this. Kiely is our daughter, our child, as all of our children.
our daughter, our child. Yeah, I'm saying this is the most ridiculous thing. I mean, again, even if you believe, you know, that shit that's going around, how can you call it an accident? This is clearly from day one. I have not been suspicious since AWP was there. I was suspicious day freaking one from this case. And I believed foul play. I was team foul play from day one. And that never changed. It's crazy. The community's child. You know, and that's again where I feel like, you know, I'm different. I would have been like, no, this is my child, and you know, this shit is. I mean, it's so crazy how this all happened, you guys. It is just insane. But the way you can't tell me that you don't believe that these people have, you know a lot more. I mean, look at Sammy. That girl can't keep her shit together.
Are you better off having more eyes in the area or not? There's times where we have shut down areas. We closed off the boat ramp at one point in time to cover like certain area and ground and things like that. So there's always better off having more eyes in the area or not. There's times where we have shut down areas. We closed off the boat ramp at one point in time to cover like certain areas.
Do you see this dude? When Brown goes, cover up, this guy looks over at him, look at him. He's like, oh, you did not just say that. He's like, thanks a lot, man. Now, that's going to be all over YouTube. That's what he's thinking right now. This guy, he's like, oh, great.
Area and ground and things like that. So there's always a concern, but we also don't have like a, hey, this is...
Yeah. I mean, this has been the most... I think about it. In any time in history, have you ever seen a case run like this? No. All right. Truckee, California, August 15 update. Over the weekend, an anonymous donor gifted the family $25,000. This raises the reward to $75,000 for any information leading to the return of the 16-year-old. At a press conference on Monday afternoon, the Placer County Sheriff said the search will move forward differently in the future. They will be rolling back the number of people on the ground and turn their focus to the investigation. So somebody donated an anonymous donor donated $25,000 right at the same time that the cops were going to pull back from the area. I'm just saying. You know, you connect what dots you want to connect from that. Okay. But Kiely's family and friends say they are not discouraged. The hope has not wavered. She's coming home, right? Any minute. The miracle is any minute, said Cassie Hebel, a friend of the family, which is the lady we just saw who's just talking. Okay, so that was the 15th. What update did we have on the 13th? The Placer County Sheriff's Office said Saturday it had 226 people out on search and rescue efforts looking for Kiely Rodni, who has been missing for a week. That included land, air, and water searches, including divers in Prosser Lake. A searcher found a burial site Friday near the Prosser campground where Rodni was last seen. Crews evacuated the site, but it turned out to be the remains of a dog. The sheriff's office again urged people to pass along any tips. If we have that one tip that leads us in the right direction, that can change everything, Placer County Sheriff's Office Lieutenant Josh Barnhart said. I'm just saying, don't you find that timing pretty interesting? At the same time the cops said we're going to pull back from the area, the family anonymously got a $25,000 donation. Supposed to be for the reward money. Which we know now that AWP found her and never got the reward money because her mother pulled it. So you take what you want from that. Okay. Okay, and then we know that AWP found her on the 21st, right? Found her car. Which, after her car was found, cops told AWP to step back, to go. They did their job. Their job was to find the car. Princess Megan Elsa, her mom pulled it. California authorities have dismissed criticism of their search for Kiely Rodni after a body believed to be that of the missing teen was found by an amateur diving team. During a press conference to address the breakthrough, 15 feet deep and only 55 feet offshore, which AWP said it was 14 feet, so, in Prosser Creek Reservoir in Truckee, investigators said it takes a level of expertise to find something in a vast body of water. Okay. Officials were questioned about how volunteer group Adventures with Purpose was able to locate the vehicle believed to contain Kiely's remains within the space of a few short hours in the same lake that law enforcement had been searching unsuccessfully for 2 weeks. Captain Sam Brown with the Nevada County Sheriff's Office, Mr. Cover-Up over there, refuted claims from a diver with AWP that they were told that the lake had already been searched extensively, saying that law enforcement officials shared maps, ping information, and location with the volunteer organization. Yes, they absolutely did tell them that They told them that the lake was extensively searched. Sammy told American Dream Chaser when she did her interview that the lake had been thoroughly and rigorously searched. So stop. The Adventures with Purpose folks did a fantastic job at being able to locate the vehicle as quickly as they did, based on, again, a lot of heavy lifting that the folks behind me have done over the last couple of weeks. Okay, the heavy lifting y'all did. And if y'all see, that's the thing too. You know, with that video that people are saying was her, if that's what you think, then everything that happened after, you know, and then it's back to, well, how did you search that water for 2 weeks and not find her car? The Adventures with Purpose folks. Okay, sorry, I just read that. Over the last couple of weeks, Sheriff Shannon Moon said, as officials with California Highway Patrol and Nevada County stood behind her. That's the thing. All these people keep standing behind each other. This whole community, this whole case, this whole story, everybody stood behind each other, but nobody stood with Kiely. Not one person could come out and step forward and step up and, you know, tell the truth. So I have very little nice to say about any of them. Law enforcement officials offered a plethora of reasons why they had failed to find the body in the weeks since Kiely was last seen at a party in Prosser Family Campground. Again, see, you know how many, they say that. It just makes me so mad, which 200 to 300 teenagers attended. You know, that's the problem right there, is the very beginning of the case. It's all based off Sammy's say-so. And that Sammy's say-so, Sammy and Mags, who claimed that she was only there for 10 minutes and then left, was all we had to go off of until these random people that we proved to be full of shit come out and said, oh yeah, we saw her at the party and, you know, she was drunk and, you know, their stories didn't make any sense. So that's what everything goes off of. And it's crazy. The Prosser Creek Reservoir, a lake next to the campground, had previously been searched extensively by law enforcement who had spent more than 20,000 hours trying to find the missing teen, who was 55 feet away from them. Just, you know? Nevada County Sheriff Captain Sam Brown credited authorities, peace officers, and volunteers for eliminating areas we'd still be searching and paving a way for AWP to find the body, which has not yet been officially identified. And this was the next day. Why was the body not identified for 24 hours? He also said that some of the information circulating in media reports was deceiving. When asked by reporters how the agencies had missed the car, said to be only 15 feet deep underwater, according to AWP, Captain Brown said that since Kiely's disappearance on August 6th, the water level had dropped a vertical 3 feet and a potential 20 to 25 feet offshore. Captain Brown said that although local agencies had used sonar technology in an attempt to find Kiely, and many volunteers, dive teams, and swimmers had joined the search, AWP had an advantage in equipment and expertise. The problem is, you know, they can say that all they want, but at least take off 5 to 5.5 feet of that length, because you would have hit the car, because of, you know, the car is probably 5.5 feet tall. So really, you know, it wasn't that far down. That's a great question, and one that everybody is going to have is how we did not find her when we were searching. A lot of this equipment is high-end, very expensive, and you really need to have a lot of experience, a lot of expertise, Captain Brown said. I think that's why a group like Adventures with Purpose is able to focus and practice those skills and really hone them. So we are really appreciative that they were able to come out. Also, don't want to take away from our volunteers and law enforcement. Sheriff Moon thanked AWP and all the law enforcement agencies, saying the thousands of tips received from the community and the cumulative authorities' efforts had ultimately led to finding closure for Kiely's family. The amount of effort that all of these agencies put together really truly is why we are here today. And as we eliminated a lot of tips and information that was coming in, I think it's really important to understand that all of that work did lead us to this time. The agencies highlighted Carr. With the benefit of hindsight, the search for Kiely seemed straightforward, but that it had taken monumental efforts from everybody involved in the search to obtain the results on Sunday. When asked why the case had been initially treated as an abduction, Captain Brown said that it was a miscommunication and authorities never confirmed the abduction to the media. When the Independent contacted the Placer County Sheriff's Office in the early stages of the investigation, a spokesperson said the case was being treated as an abduction because Kiely's car was missing. Yeah, but, what I was saying is usually when a body is found, you can tell who it is. You call the family, somebody comes and identifies the body. I think it's weird, especially since some of her family was there, that they had to wait 24 hours to positively identify her. And again, the fact is, nobody knows how long she was in that water. Nobody knows. So, I went on here to show you that video again of Sammy partying at college and the pool video, but they're gone. No content. Everything's gone. Good thing Sleuthy saved it. Oh, wait. So that's nice. It's nice to see how affected Kiely's very close friend Sammy was. Right? I mean, I know it's not just me, but this girl, I just can't. I just can't. It's just crazy. So, just to go over, something else that was uncovered while searching in this case was the Cultberger LLC, which we come to find out was a virtual business and virtual mailbox. Not for nothing, but to just forget these things.
A lot of very, very extremely strong emotions. This is a big ongoing investigation. There's still a lot of answers still out there. A lot of questions to be answered. And the FBI, the Nevada County Sheriff's Office, and the Placer County Sheriff's Office now have one of the biggest missing clues to their investigations. And should be. I fully expect a lot of very heavy stuff to come from this.
Absolutely. Wow, this is a lot to work through, a lot of emotions.
A lot of emotions, a lot of very, very extremely strong emotions. This is a big ongoing investigation. There's still a lot of answers still out there, a lot of questions to be answered. And the FBI, the Nevada County Sheriff's Office, and the Placer County Sheriff's Office now have one of the biggest missing clues.
You know, I so badly, want to see AWP's footage, the rest of their footage that they have on this whole thing. And I know a lot of people are like, listen, they can't release it because they can't release it during the open investigation. I mean, I don't see why not. Like, nobody else seems to have a problem with releasing anything. No, I just, for him to say that, and I don't care what anybody says. I don't think that, I don't think that AWP is doing this for anything except the fact that they want to help people. Like, that's literally it. And to have just listen to them talk. Listen to the words that they say. We've learned in this case that if you really listen to what people say, you learn a lot. But he said the FBI, the Nevada County Sheriffs, and the Placer County Sheriffs now have one of their biggest missing clues.
The FBI, the Nevada County Sheriff's Office, and the Placer County Sheriff's Office now have one of the biggest missing clues to their investigations, and should be. I fully expect a lot of very heavy stuff to come from this.
Absolutely. Wow, this is a lot to work through, a lot of emotions.
It just seems crazy to me that everyone wants to just forget about all this crap, all this stuff we've learned, all these shady characters involved. Like, and we're just supposed to walk away from it and like move on to the next thing. How can anybody do that? I cannot do that. I think it's insane. And again, August 7th, the Lost Trail Lodge paid Sammy Smith. There's way too many things. Way too many. And especially at this point in the case. There is way too many things that say that is screaming at you that this was not an accident. There's just too much shit involved and too many shady characters, period. Now, I take everything that SF says with a grain of salt. Everything. But he is the one that said that Lindsay is the one who got the alcohol for the party. Don't know if that's true because, again, I haven't seen any evidence of a party. So, but and how you don't question everything. What was this payment for? Nobody's ever addressed that, have they? I mean, either one of the parties involved, I'm saying. Let me check in over here. I want to... So what do you guys think so far? Isn't that insane? I mean, this stuff is crazy. Please, you guys, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you sub to the channel. Hey, Leah and Gloria. Sorry, just want to check in real quick. Yes, and I looked for that and I could not find it. Of that clip I had of Sammy drinking that beer when she had the headlamp on and she was singing. That was like a few days after this all happened. So,
to process it. And I don't think I'm ever going to be able to process it. I know that it fucking hurts, and I know that it hurts all of you. And I just wanted to say thank you for everyone that put the effort in and tried so fucking hard to bring her home. It really means a lot to me. And I'm sure it means a lot to her too. Thank you.
do y'all see that?
Because she wouldn't want us to sit around sad as fuck. Thank you. Because she wouldn't means a lot to me. And I'm sure it means a lot to her too. Thank you. Because she wouldn't want us to sit around sad as fuck all the time. She wants us to be happy, and she wants us to be safe, and she wants us to have a good life.
What is this right here? Do you guys see that stain on the inside of his hat? I mean, it could be nothing. But again, to go back to the beginning and not question everything, knowing what we know now, I just wanted to point that out. Because, you know, what's that look like?
That's all she ever wanted for anyone. I don't want to go fully public with it. Like, I'm not trying to put this on the news and everything. But I just wanted my closer friends to. And from now on, I want each and every one of you to live the way that Kiely would want you to live.
We are all going through this together. Just because I was closest to her doesn't mean you guys don't feel it too. If anyone needs to talk to me about anything or even just someone to hang out with, let me know because I'll be here for you. It's what Kiely would want me to do. I'm just saying, I mean, sometimes it's good to go back and like look at things that you haven't seen in a long time, and just go through them again because you notice different things. So that's what I thought we could do, and you know, who knows? And these were so August 22nd he posted this. So the day after AWP found her. And he turned on AWP and called them clout chasers and told them, you know, said it was bullshit, and he was mad that she was found. I don't care what anybody says. Him being mad at AWP for any reason is suspicious as shit. You supposedly loved Kiely. You should be thankful that AWP found her. Right or wrong? You know, and it's some of the stuff they get. My heart breaks for this young man. Gosh, what a sweet young man. That video of them dancing was just sweet. Oh, the video that he made of her without her knowing it. I'm so sorry for you, Jagger. Always remember Kiely's smile. What an amazing guy / boyfriend. I wish him all the best. I mean, what in the world? A volunteer dive team helping in the search for missing Truckee teen Kiely Rodni have reportedly located the 16-year-old's body inside a silver Honda CRV sunken in Prosser Creek Reservoir. The team, Adventures with Purpose, said they located the car Sunday, submerged in 14 feet of water. There has been no confirmation from the Placer or Nevada County Sheriff's Departments. And you know, that's another thing. Cops weren't even there when they were searching. Remember, because the cops had pulled back from that area. They were done searching that area. They were never going to search that area again. We are aware of this information and have additional staff en route to meet with Adventures with Purpose. That was after she was found. Oh, we're coming. We're going to meet them. The Nevada County Sheriff's posted on the agency's Facebook page. We will provide additional information when it becomes available. I just feel like if you were working this case and you knew AWP was there and they were searching, wouldn't there be some kind of police presence there? I mean, even one guy, you know? We are aware of okay. We will provide additional information when it becomes available. Her disappearance had triggered a massive search of the region by local, state, and federal law enforcement officials and volunteers. At numerous press conferences, they told reporters they were treating the case as an abduction. Rodni was last seen attending a large party of teens and young adults on August 6th at the nearby the Prosser family campground. Investigators were able to gather more than 1,800 tips in the case, including cell phone videos from the partygoers, but could not find any evidence of her leaving the party. How about any evidence of her at the party? That would be helpful. She was driving a silver 2013 Honda CRV with a California license plate 8YUR127, and her cell phone stopped working that night. Her friend Sammy Smith was at the party with her and said Rodni had been planning to spend the night at the campground. Not true. You go on to you learn later that was bullshit. Or no, was it before? Yeah, it was before that Sammy did that interview. I know that she wasn't in the right mindset or state to drive. And if she were to have driven, she wouldn't have made it far, Smith told KOVR TV. The search grew to a wide area of California and Nevada and involved at least 16 local, state, and federal enforcement agencies. Dozens of family and friends also searched and offered a $50,000 reward. Okay. I'm going to start it here because I want to point something out. I got to wait for it to get there. But now tell me, because normally, now I've looked up a lot of cases about this, obviously not every one, but a lot of them. And it is not normal to flip the vehicle before pulling it out. A, you lose a bunch of evidence. 2, you disturb the body. And I mean, there's just, why would you do that? So I think that there are so many red flags in this case. I don't understand how anybody could honestly say that they believe this was an accident and that they believe that there is not something going on here. I do not believe that the SF put out a tweet that FBI has Kylie's phone. It was in the car. I don't believe that. Again, that's just my opinion. Because why would her grandfather ask Check It TV if he had found her phone? If they supposedly had it August 21st when the car was pulled out. If the cops had it, the grandfather would know that the cops had it. So why would he ask Check It if he found it? It doesn't make any sense. No, I'm not talking about AWP. I'm talking about the cops. AWP said they would have never flipped that car without securing it first, so you didn't lose anything. And if y'all remember when when they pull her car out, and you seen how far back that seat was, she couldn't have been driving. Hey, Lassie. I have still, you know what? I have watched it numerous times. I've never seen a sunroof. All right, hold on. I'm waiting. I don't want to miss it. I mean, that is the worst camera or footage. What in the heck? Yeah, no sunroof. Okay, whoa. See, I'm not paying attention. Now, I posted a picture on my community page last night because I was rewatching this. Somebody said these are tables. I heard. Because I posted it and I go, whoa. I go, what are these? I go, are these 2 body bags? Or no, I go, these are what looks like 2 body bags. And somebody said, no, they're tables for the divers to put their gear on. But a lot of people, some other people were like, yeah, I thought the same thing. So I don't know what these are that they're carrying. But I was just like, since I was going over everything again, I was like, okay, what are these? What are these people carrying over here? And why is there 2 of them? So again, I don't know, but I was just putting that out there because I hadn't noticed that before. I was watching the car. Whoops. Sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, it did look like he just sat on it. And then it just goes black. That is odd that it goes black. Now, I am wondering, did they take her out of the car there? Or did they like take her, put her car up on the thing with her still in it, up on the tow truck? But I think it's weird that the camera just cut out right then. And then they cover the car with a tarp and then bring a wall out that only blocks where the camera is. It doesn't block anything on the other side, and there's people in that area. They never close the area down. So why are you only blocking the one side from the camera where we can't see? You know what I mean? Look, no sunroof. No sunroof. Sammy. I don't know why anybody believes a word that girl says, honestly. Live in Lake Time. Do not for 1 second think that I have not thought of that. Hold on, you guys. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. I'll just let this play. You guys can keep watching it. Okay, sorry. Oh, yep, see, there's the wall. I just find it weird that they only did it on one side. But no sunroof for sure. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, you guys.
Start again.
Wait. Wait a minute, is this today? 11 hours ago.
And by thanking the family of Kiely and just how supportive they've been of
Or maybe he just
conjunction
reposted it today.
with working the investigation and the search and rescue. I want to commend the community for coming together and taking part of this as well, and all of the efforts the community has put forth in the search and rescue, and also by providing tips to us. I just want to give you a little update about the investigation side. We're sending detectives out on the tips that we're receiving
Oh,
for
no,
follow-up.
this must be old. I don't know why.
To date, we've received over 500 tips. We're following up right now on over 380 leads, including email leads of over 300. Our request at this point is if
I'm
you
with you,
have
Lassie.
video of that night, detectives want more of it. There has been a lot of video provided, and some of it had to do with a fight that occurred at the party. Detectives right now are asking for any additional video.
But yet, nothing about that. A lot of it was of the fight. Or a fight that happened during the party. Remember when Megan was talking and she was like, oh yeah, something happened later. Nothing bad or anything, but it wasn't nothing.
Video that you have. So again, we urge you that you would please bring that forward. Again, we'll refer you to the tip line. If you have any issues with the tip line and getting through, there's an alternate email that we've provided. And as it came up in our community,
What just happened?
I urge you to go to that person to come forward to law enforcement, and they can help you do that. Thank you.
I'd like to now turn it over to Nevada County Sheriff's Office Captain Sam Brown, who will discuss today's efforts of the search and rescue.
Good afternoon, everybody. We're continuing our search. Nothing has slowed down. In fact, I believe we have about the same amount of searchers as we had yesterday, over 100 volunteers, as well as sworn staff, CalOES, and all kinds of people. We remain in unified command. Our partners with the Placer County Sheriff's Office have been amazing. CHP has provided us with a lot of space, resources, experts in certain fields, Truckee Police Department. Everybody that's been here, including CAL FIRE and other folks that you wouldn't even necessarily expect to be here, have been great partners and are giving different pieces of experience and expertise to.
Hold up. Hold up. When was this done? Hold on a freaking second, you guys. August 11th. Okay.
Help us sustain and keep this going.
California fire.
To date, we have 4,500.
But you know what's really funny about that? Is there was no evidence that anybody... Hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
Man hours put into this search alone, which is astronomical in the period of time. We had an earlier meeting today with pretty much experts in the field within California, as well as people from CalOES that oversee the entire search, and the officers that answer within that to help us with mutual aid and things of that nature. We are still lacking clues, and so our searches are based off of probabilities of scenarios and different types of incidents. And so I would echo what my partner, Lieutenant Barnhart, had said, that we need information and we need clues. We need people to give us things, even if it's seemingly small. But we're going to continue our efforts, and I really want to thank the family. They've been pretty amazing. We're not coming forth with the answers that they're wanting, and we know that. That's hard for us. But the family has been amazing for us, and both mom and dad have been active players as well as the rest of the family, and trying to make sure we do the best we can for them. So thank you.
His attention back to that.
I don't know why that is doing that. Alright, let's just do this. Damn, that's bad footage.
You're looking at a very recent photo taken of Kiely about a month before she disappeared. We want you to pay attention to her jewelry.
Here we go, the necklaces.
Gold-colored necklaces. She used 3 necklaces, and we do believe that these were the same pieces of jewelry that she was wearing when she went missing.
Now, did they have a video? This is my question, okay? So they're talking about the necklaces, right? Because she was said to be wearing them, right? Now, it's August 11th. So at this time, we don't know where Kiely is. They have no idea. But they must know that she doesn't have her necklaces on. Just like they knew her keychain was not on her keys. I mean, this is such bullshit. I cannot even stand it anymore. How could they have known that she didn't have her necklaces on and she didn't have her keychain? Do they have exactly what happened to her on film, on video, and everything else? that's come out is just a freaking distraction to muddy the waters, to get all of us to think this is an accident.
This photo was sent to us by her family, and out of respect for the family, we are releasing this photo and just urging everybody to please pay attention if anybody comes across these pieces of jewelry, if anybody locates anything, to please immediately contact the Placer County Sheriff's Office or the Nevada County Sheriff's Office. And with that, we'll open it up for questions.
There was mention of video of a fight. Is that in any way connected to the disappearance?
The only thing I can say is that they have not found a connection yet to it. Obviously, it's being taken into consideration.
Okay, so he just said we have not found a connection between the fight and the case. Then explain to me how you know she's not wearing her necklaces and that her freaking keychain is missing. Explain that to me. How do you know? Because right now at this point, nobody knows where she is. It's August 11th. So if the video that you have of the fight is no way pertaining to Kiely or this case, then you tell me how you knew that her freaking necklaces were not on her and her keychain was not in her car. How? Explain that shit to me. Because to me, from what it looks like out here where I am sitting, it looks like everybody in this case knew exactly what happened, and they just played this whole thing out. They knew what happened to her, and they played this whole thing out to bring in all kinds of money. And you tell me because somebody puts out a video that has been debunked how many times, you're jumping on the bandwagon and saying this is an accident, I'm done with this case? What's the matter with you? I have to figure out how to do that. I don't know how to do that. You know what? Somebody, you can tell me, leave it in the comments after this video, because I don't know how to. I'm on Streamlabs OBS. It's not StreamYard. And I got to figure out how I can do that, because I want to have a panel. I want to get a panel, and I want to get some people up here. Obviously, I won't do that today, but I want to have it all set up and ready to go so I can do that.
And this case is receiving a lot of help from larger agencies, the FBI, Homeland Security at one point. What is it about this case that's attracting so much help from these larger resources?
So as you know, when you are under the age of 18, you're a minor, you're considered very at risk, right? And you're missing. To this day, we still have not been able to locate Kiely or her vehicle. And that's very disturbing for us, for her family, for the entire community. And because we are treating this case as an abduction solely as a result of her vehicle not being located, that now intensifies the search. And so we, again, will not leave any stone unturned, and we have requested the help of every agency who is willing to help us, and that does include many local, regional, state, and federal agencies, and we're very grateful for their help.
And just clarification, you're treating it like an
Yes.
Damn, video.
In town been changed to trash and debris and not with her information still. The little flashing orange signs that the fire department put up and stuff. Used to say Kiely, her description and stuff, but now it's saying bring your trash and debris to us instead.
I don't have an answer for you. The sheriff's office doesn't control the signs you're talking about, but we can surely inquire and ask. Yeah, we've had lots of discussion about signage. One thing I will throw out is that Code Red and Everbridge, they're the two alert systems. Most people within Nevada County and Placer County are aware of those systems. They're used for emergencies, fires, things of that nature, not typically with missing persons. Due to the struggles of trying to get certain messaging out and higher level messaging, we started releasing our Everbridge and Code Red messages today to include phone call, text message, and email. Some people may not have received it yet. It may take throughout the entire day to have that go out. Somewhat complex to send a message to, say, 100 or 300,000 people, and that will clog up the system. So it's done in a phased approach, but we're trying to compensate for some of those things that are lacking. We've even heard that maybe signs were being pulled down in certain areas of missing posters. Luckily, through the Code Red system and things like that, I don't have as much experience with Everbridge, but we have about an 80% enrollment for Nevada County. So out of our 100,000 residents, that message should hit about 80,000 residents, and could even be non-residents if they ended up registering for our system. So we're trying to compensate for some of those things. I would just like to reemphasize, I think the reason that everybody is in this room right now is this is getting a lot of attention, and a lot of people are aware of it. The more messaging that we get out, we firmly believe is a better way to do business. But most people are aware, and we're trying to make sure that everybody's aware to the best of our tools. There is still business and things that have to go on in life, and some of those entities that aren't working in our system maybe aren't as aware of, hey, like even though you have these responsibilities for debris or trash, that, hey, we can still use some of that help and things like that. But there are still other things that do need to go on. Our emphasis is in the search for Kiely, and we're putting that energy into it.
Is there a specific area, geographic area, where the search is being conducted? I mean, we were talking about searching, but is there a specific location, or is it still pretty broad at this point?
Tough to answer. I mean, to truthfully answer, we have a point last seen and a point last known, and that's confirmed by digital evidence and individuals, and that's our focus. And so when we meet with all these experts in the field and we say, hey, here's our search, here's what we've done, here are the amount of hours and tracks and different things that are going into it, are we missing something? And the answer in the room is no. So then you start to play out your scenarios of, is this a missing person who went off the road? Is this a traffic collision that occurred? Is this some sort of an abduction or even a violent crime or any of those types of scenarios? And then you have to start to think is, how does that search then get impacted by that? And the amount of time that's elapsed, somebody could cross into a different country, a different continent, all kinds of things could happen. And so to focus a search is complicated. So the reason we're constantly in front of the media, trying to do community meetings, trying to use Code Red, trying to work on things like the Amber Alert and things that people are really frustrated about. We just want the word out so that people are looking, and we're getting tips from all over the country. I don't know that any of those have panned out, but we're getting tips from all over the place. And we have other countries that are even asking and wanting to talk to the family. So there's support, I think, because people feel that they could be in this same situation themselves. We just want word out so that more eyes are out, because we don't have an exact spot to look for. And that is unusual, especially with a large object like a car.
Is the navel piercing, is that a unique piece of jewelry? And also in the beginning, there was reports of a nose piercing as well. Are there two unique pieces of jewelry there too? Because that looks pretty unique.
And that looks new too. It's all bruised around that area.
Is there anything about that we should be looking for? Because you just asked us to look for necklaces. Has there been any thought about that?
She certainly does have numerous piercings with numerous types of body jewelry, but at this point we're focusing on her jewelry.
On the necklaces.
We were told that she always wears this type of jewelry. And so in case anybody from family or friends is searching for her and maybe happens to come across these necklaces, we'd want anybody who comes across this to please call us immediately, because that certainly will provide us a new tip in a new direction.
There have been mention of rewards for tips. Do you guys have anything on that?
We don't have any law enforcement officially related rewards. We understand family and friends have a reward set up in place, but that is not something that we can speak on.
She said rewards and then changed it to a reward.
Is there some way that pawn shops within the area have access to the possible necklaces appearing?
in California anyway, I can't speak on Nevada because I don't know the laws there. The pawn shops are required to send in notifications and slips to local law enforcement, and then we'd have the ability to then enter those into databases. We do use them for like burglaries and things like that. There's a time frame of when they have to turn that in. That wouldn't be something that would necessarily be immediate. And often it's one of the difficulties, and that's why I think a lot of emphasis is maybe on some of the jewelry that's on there. I don't know that I can guarantee those match exactly what she has, but often they're entered in as gold chain. And so you can only imagine they're put in pawn shops.
You've received over 500 tips and video evidence. Within all of that, were there any sightings of Kiely?
So from what the detectives have reviewed so far, nothing has panned out. However, they continue to work and review.
Nothing. Zero sighting of Kiely, period.
To pour. We've dedicated many detectives to this effort, and they are actively, as we speak, reviewing video to see if there's any clue that would lead us in the right direction.
And Lieutenant, may I ask one more follow-up question?
I missed it. I just saw, can you put up a picture? I'm going to go through a lot of the pictures.
And a point that you mentioned is the fact that if you're not comfortable coming to law enforcement, to go to someone who is comfortable going to law enforcement. Why are you telling us that today, and what's your messaging behind that? And what do you want parents to know? And maybe on the off chance that a child is seeing this on social media or however they're seeing it, what do you want them to know?
So, we understand that the uniform can be intimidating, and so we don't want that to be a stopgap for these juveniles. In speaking with community members last night, we were speaking about that fact, and if you have a coach or a mentor that you trust that can come to law enforcement for you, by all means, or use that as an avenue. And so we just don't want there to be any hesitation on the part of these juveniles to come forward with information.
The Code Red system is something that's been in place. Why is it just now being used to find Kiely?
Yeah, we have been talking about it for a while. It does take a lot. You have to break things up geographically. There are some things. It's not a traditional tool. It's not intended for a missing person. We had some faith that some of these other systems were going to move forward, and we put some emphasis onto it as we kind of built out a strategic plan to push out our Code Red. It takes multiple people. It's not like a one person. I can put out a Code Red pretty quickly on like a radius or something like that. But if you jam the system and it stops working and you got to wait for reset and then half get it, half don't, a person here, and it causes some confusion. So we've been working on it for probably a day-ish, yesterday into the day.
Don't sound like a very good system, does it?
Strategic plan to put out with Facebook to notify.
Hello? What is up with this footage? Doing this.
It can get exhausting when people aren't seeing that there's a goal or a direction, and we're all feeling that. So we kind of try to pick our planning of our timing to be effective, and also some of the things that it takes logistically. And I'm sure Everbridge is relatively the same. We're trying to work in conjunction to make sure our message is clear and concise and matches and things like that. Our hope really for putting out today is that we can get a real surge of searchers and things coming into this weekend and reinvigorate. And we talked to family today about the potential of messaging and things like that to let people know that they care and they're on board and they really appreciate the community support and things that are going on. But we're trying to be strategic about things, but try not to abuse or lose things and stuff like that. So I'll leave it at that. It wasn't necessarily perfect, and maybe it could have used earlier. Trying to work in conjunction and make sure our message is clear and concise and matches and things like that. Our hope really for putting out today is that we can get a real surge of searchers and things coming into this weekend and reinvigorate. And we talked to family today about the potential of messaging and things like that to let people know that they care and they're on board and they really appreciate the community support and things that are going on. But we're trying to be strategic about things, but try not to abuse or lose things and
We're trying to be strategic about things, but not abuse or lose things. What do you think that means? Like we're trying to do our jobs, but we can't you know, you know what I'm saying? We can't abuse or lose what? The big contributors to the town, the big what?
Stuff like that. So I'll leave it at that. You know, it wasn't necessarily perfect, and maybe it could have used earlier, and we acknowledge that. We didn't really know it was going to be what it is either, and so this has grown into something that wasn't really anticipated in day 1 or 2. We do searches all the time. Nevada County probably goes over 40 searches every year. Not to this extent, and things that don't usually go this long, because we're usually pretty successful. So pretty stressful on us as well, and more so on the family, and it's hard to look at them and not have answers. So, yeah.
We're going to take 2 more questions.
Is there, on your recent release that you came out today of agencies that have been assisting you, we noticed that Homeland Security has been removed from that list. Have they stepped away from the investigation? Are they still actively here, or have they pulled out?
We had Homeland Security listed earlier because they were assisting on some technical aspects of the investigation.
Some technical aspects of the investigation. What do you think that means? Just think about that for a second.
It caused a lot of questions, and that may be why they've been removed at this point. I can tell you that there aren't any personnel involved from Homeland Security at this point, only FBI agents.
Final question. With searchers getting tired and new searchers coming in, and with this new technology you're using, can you reiterate that the people coming into town, because we're going to have a big fluctuation of people into this community coming in starting tomorrow through the weekend, and if they do want to use those resources and go searching, can you explain to them where they need to come and they need to check the QR code and then use that before they enter the field instead of just entering the field if they're wanting to help?
Yeah, JD, thanks. I mean, I probably should have started with that.
It's okay.
There's a lot going on.
Make sure they know they're coming.
Outside the box thinking, the teams came up with a great idea to create a mapping system for civilians and folks that aren't necessarily professionally trained to do certain things. The family has a trailer here in the rec center's parking lot. Rec center's been fantastic at allowing us to use this area and conduct media and community relations, but the family's been out in the trailer in the parking lot with the assistance from friends and community members. There's a system that allows you to log on to the CalTopo app. It's designed specifically for people trekking out in the woods, things of that nature. Also, we use it for search and rescue, emergency evacuations, and all kinds of things. People in the field can download the app, come down here. It can be accessed off of web pages as well and computers. But our goal for having the civilian side of CalTopo is people going into the field and helping us narrow areas that have been looked at and searched. We don't necessarily want to open up of, hey, here's where we've been searching, because one, we haven't found anything in those areas, but we also want to encourage people to go out and then be able to share those tracks. And so the reason it's not being, it has been copied and put online, and it is accessible out there, but we don't want 1 million people from the United States logging on to this. We want people like JD's pointing out that are coming here to the community and are like, hey, you know what? I can take a route over here, or I can go and look at this. We don't necessarily want people to turn on tracks and just log tracks while they're driving around town and going to concerts or doing things that are still going on in life. We want people who are logging the tracks because they're actively looking and they're staring off on the side of the highway, or they're walking around Stampede Lake or anywhere that they might be in the area, actively looking, not just logging on because they want to see what everybody else is doing. In the event too many people log on for unnecessary reasons, it could overload that server, and we may have to shut that map off, start a new map with a new code. So we're really encouraging people that want to truly participate to be able to use it, but not just anybody throughout the world, because at this point, the QR code is out there. We didn't post it for a reason, and it's specifically for that, but it is a great tool. This hasn't really been done to my knowledge before, so we're really relying on the community to try to utilize this system appropriately to help out. That'll allow us to overlay on our current tracks and things. Not our track.
Come on.
We also don't want people to come to where we're at, because that's where we are searching. But we also don't want to dissuade anybody that feels like they can go somewhere, because we're not perfect. And what if we did miss something and somebody else could have seen it? So we're not sharing it intentionally for a lot of various reasons, but it's not because it's a secret and it's hidden. We will share those maps and show things for people, but we don't want to influence a lot of things for various reasons. Good question, and thank you.
Thank you again to everyone for coming. Thank you to the family of Kiely. We really appreciate working with you, although we wish it were under different circumstances.
So, I mean, I just don't understand how anybody could be like, yeah, let's just let it go. You know? I mean, it's crazy. Okay. Oh, okay, wrong one. Hold on. You know what I thought was interesting about this picture is this is one of the girls. Supposedly this is the girl that Kiely was supposed to go camping with the next day, right? And she was up there on stage with Sammy, smiling, having a grand old time. Look at this girl. This girl is grilling her, and she's like, look, she looks at her like, look at her. I mean, is this you better shut up and not say anything face? Or is this oh, I know what you know face? What do you guys think about that? Oh, I got a better picture of that. I'll pull that up. Hold on. Okay, so you know the video. Sorry about that. You know the video that we played of Sammy? What? Not enough memory. Get out of here. Hold on. Okay. So that video came out that Sammy did, right, in college, that we just watched a little while ago. Okay. Well, I found this pretty interesting. So we were talking about the business that we found that connected from Truckee to Honolulu, Hawaii. Okay, now I don't know if this could be a thing. I am not on social media, barely ever. So this could be like a trend or a thing, but nobody ever said that when Sammy's video came out. So I don't know. But look at this teacher in Hawaii. It's the same video. Like, they're doing the same thing. So, again, I don't know. Have you all ever seen this? I don't know. I just thought that was super weird. All right, let me close out of all this stuff so I can bring up my other stuff. Sorry. I'm going to get rid of all this. I mean, there's just one thing after the next with this case, and I just can't even stand it. Like, for anybody to just be willing to walk away from this, then obviously you were never in it for the truth. You were never in it for that. Because if you were, you could not just walk away from this and just pretend like it was a freaking accident.
Are ours.
Okay. Let me just see what some of you guys are saying. I mean, it just makes, it just makes me so mad. But you can clearly tell that from the very beginning, Sammy has never been interested in finding Kiely. Sammy has never been interested, like, I don't think she gave one shit about her. I don't think she liked her. I don't think, you know what I mean? I just don't. I want to know what piece of shit put out this photo. What piece of shit did this phone come from? Or this picture come from, I mean. I don't think you guys can. Why won't it? It won't let me minimize it. There. Now you can see it. I mean, it just makes me sick. And you look at this and you freaking call, you call accident and you can just walk away. You can just say, I'm done with this case. I'm moving on. What is, you know what I just can't do that. I'm sorry. I just can't do that. So those of you that were thinking that was what was going to happen, I'm sorry. You're mistaken. I will pull up that I will pull up that thing on the Neighbors app too. I have that. But I mean, just look at all this. Look at everything that we know now. From the very beginning to what we know now. I just don't understand. Like, are you in it for the truth or not? If not, get out of the way. Because there's some of us that's what we're looking for. Let me pull out my, hold on, I gotta get my folder. I don't know why all my pictures are coming out like that. There's so many. Now, a lot of people right now are divided. You know, a lot of people, when that video came out, a lot of people went, oh, AWP is lying and the roadside assistance guy is lying. And it's like, really? I mean, not for nothing, but I don't know how anybody honestly can say anything for 100% fact in this case. I mean, and this could have been another person that was out there, just to stick just to get involved in the case, but they have never said anything since then. It's not like they keep putting shit out. They've been silent since then. Now, this was addressed to Jagger. For any of you guys that have not seen this. Also, said to tell you, black shoe, ? No worries. The secrets aren't safe. I have tried to get in contact with this person, and I cannot get a message back. Instagram. Pretty sure. So happy they found the evidence and other added evidence. Shrooms, white purse with snatched chain from Kiely's neck. You love her, but she made you do this. Y'all jumped out the car. Kate's wrist, insensibly drugged. Steven, Kate, Sam, and you. Just know, LOL, someone saw you that's not part of all y'all's secrets. God is stronger than Lucifer. Again, something else that was addressed to Jagger. And, we never heard from this person again. Yeah, me and somebody else were going back and forth on that because they said AWP said like it would blow our minds finding out the truth. What is it? What is it? All right, hold on, baby. Here you go. Thanks. Love you. You gotta shut my door, doll. I will say it again. This to me just looks like it's too perfectly placed there. And you're telling me that her laptop came out of the car. This is what they want us to believe. Her laptop came out of the car, but her brush didn't, her charger didn't. I mean, all this stuff is just right there. Say what you want, think what you want, we all are entitled to our own opinions. But it's kind of crazy. Dana, you sent that to me on what? I'll check it when I'm done here. Mr. SF investigates. He put this out September 17th. I honestly hope when Ellie announces this was an accident, they give no further details. And I hope that the family doesn't disclose anything. With the way Upchurch and others have trampled on this dead 16-year-old girl for profit, nobody is owed or deserves any answers. No, I think you have that ass backwards. It's the family who doesn't want the answers. It's the family who doesn't want to, doesn't want the truth to get out there. The family, well, not the family, but the family on the mother's side is just fine accepting that this was an accident and we're moving on now. That's it. And that's why I say anything that this guy puts out, I would not trust it for nothing. Search info. And look at her. What is this? You know, and I've said this before. Why are you drawing all over yourself? These look like, does this look like a bruise to anybody else? I mean, and what's with the one splotch of white over here? Tell me you're not trying to cover something up there. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why you would do that. And look at the jank shirts that they made. It's like, yeah, you guys put a lot of care into this. You are really invested in, you know, Kiely and finding her. What?
You know what a t-shirt is?
And that is Miss Sammy at the celebration of the community celebration. I will no longer call it the celebration of life for Kiely. It was more like a celebration for the community. And you could never tell me otherwise. But hold on a second. I mean, the teens pretty much ran everything there. That's what it seemed like, right? Have you ever seen a case run by teenagers before? I mean, seen a search party and the camp set up by teenagers and ran by teenagers? Never. There she is, wearing the same belt that Kiely had on. Now, before you go and write in the chat that a lot of people have that belt, I understand that. But when we know that store picture, the last known picture of Kiely, the last sighting of her, and she's got that same outfit on, except they said it was a bodysuit, and that belt, and we know that picture was photoshopped to shit, then yeah, it's important. And let's not forget Sammy making that belt important, because she told us that she specifically remembers the belt because they went to the bathroom together and Kiely had to take the belt off to go to the bathroom. Which, another red flag. Doesn't make any sense. Nobody takes the belt off to go to the bathroom. Nevada County contracts with the Placer County Morgue and utilizes their forensic pathologist to determine cause of death for Nevada County coroner cases. Kick it back to the most corrupt police station that I've heard of in a long, long time. So somebody had sent this to the Nevada County Sheriff's Office. I'd like to show you a few things, and this is about what the volunteers searchers were saying, and I'll go into that. I have a better picture of that. Can you please confirm or deny this information with regard to Kiely Rodni? Good morning. This is an active investigation, and we aren't unable to provide any additional information. So you're unable to confirm that the individuals who were checking in volunteer searchers at the recreation center and subsequently collecting items, insignificant or otherwise, found by said searchers were law enforcement personnel? Because searchers came out and said that anything they found, they were taking to a table and handing it to two teenagers. What kind of investigation, what kind of operation are you running that evidence is being handed in to teenagers and not directly to law enforcement? Okay, here's that I was just talking about. Whatever volunteers were finding while hiking, we didn't hear of anything relevant, honestly. The bullet casing I found looked old. They were uploading pictures to the app the family and friends created, which was actually very cool. But there was hardly any LE ever present. There was hardly any LE ever present. And high school kids were running the booths they had for her where people were checking in and anything they found was dropped there. Insane. Was essentially already cleared. This response was why we felt like we were being turned down. We kept going in and we had ATVs and equipment Ellie did not have when we saw them. Whenever we asked for an update on what was most recently checked guidance where they'd prefer us to go through, they literally told us just go to the volunteer booth at the rec center and get the app. Teenage girls were running this volunteer check-in for the volunteers searching. It was kind of like a WTF thing we all felt. The last week leading up to them finding her, we only saw divers and they weren't in marked vehicles or marked gear, but were legit divers and they were on the opposite side of the beach, across from where she was at. On the regular, even my buddy, who is a care flight pilot, was told he wasn't needed when offering his services on day 5. Once the organization by the family and friends died down, Ellie stopped returning calls or emails regarding our assistance. It was almost like if the family friends organizing were there, we were welcomed, but that stopped surprisingly quick. We had received an exact spot where the phone last pinged and were told over and over the water was cleared. People were swimming or kayaking over there nearly every day. They never closed it off. You guys, that's insane. Police weren't even present at the booths. They were holding for her at town events, nothing. It was just high school kids on microphones organizing shit. I've never seen anything like it. The high school kids were collecting whatever people found out hiking and searching. Volunteers just had to go talk to a 16 to 17-year-old. That's crazy. We in the independent volunteer organizations throughout Truckee, these organizations are retired professionals in search and rescue, wildlife, military, etc. Very popular in mountain towns. We're asked to assist early on, but after a few days, we're no longer being organized or included in anything. With law enforcement, and from what my supervisor told us, we were basically turned away. So, no longer working hand in hand with Ellie, we organized on our own and went up daily and reported everything back to Ellie at the end of our days. Anyone could go up and do whatever they wanted. The area was never closed off. It just was odd this search was still going, but your neighbor search and rescue and your local retired pilots, drivers, etc. were being turned away. It's now we know why, because they didn't want her found. Now we know why all of this shit happened the way that it happened. It's bullshit. It is crazy. And if they come back on November 1st and call this an accident, then everyone involved is going to get away with it. And that's just unacceptable. And we've talked about this picture how many times? There's that lady again who was holding Sammy's hand on stage when she was laughing her ass off. This lady's always the one running, like she's always the one talking. And Kiely's mom is up here loving up on Sammy, and it's disgusting. And it doesn't make sense, and I don't get it, and I will never get it. I mean, this doesn't even make any sense. As a mother, knowing that from this girl's own story, that she said that she left her daughter wasted at a party with strange older dudes, right? And she was the last one to talk to her. Is this how you are going to be with her? Hell no. It would never happen. I mean, it's so unnatural. It's so weird. All these people are so sick and twisted and strange. Oh, her two closest friends. Look, there they are. You know what I mean? It's just crazy to me. The Lost Trail Lodge posted this on August 16th. Kiely is still missing, 11 days. We are still looking for her car. Police are still asking for anyone with any photos or videos of the party at Prosser on August 5th to share them. Our social may go a bit quiet as we continue to work with law enforcement through their investigation. Oh, again, here's the picture. We have talked about this. Here's the picture. That everything that is wrong and with this picture is pointed out. unfortunately, I feel like nobody that came out had any feelings for Kiely whatsoever. Like, they obviously did not care. There was not one person that has stood up for her. Not one from there. I mean, but that's how dumb people think that we are. And again, another weird thing is this video was supposedly taken on October 5th at 6:08 p.m., right? From a local truckie business. It never names the name of the business. Which, look it up, does not happen in cases. Anytime, in any case where a person is caught, their last sighting is on, like, say, Walmart cameras or something, they always tell you where they were last seen. They never told you. It just always said a local truckie business. This whole town, this cult, this community, this whatever the hell you want to call it, is all about protecting themselves, their reputations, their money, and each other. Like, that's it. It's the truckie way, which we now know. It's the truckie way. Check it. Showed up on scene. Claimed to have found her laptop and some other stuff. I'm still in question of that laptop. I still don't know. There was just something about that. And I don't trust Check It, not one bit. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. And the thing that came out from Lindsay Neiman to AWP that so many people were like, oh, that was faked. Her account was hacked. Really? Think about it. AWP never had a contact for the mother. Never. Lindsay was not there when AWP was searching. When they found her, when AWP found her car, Lindsay did not go there. When Lindsay woke up the next morning and realized her daughter never came home, she went to Starbucks and then never reported her daughter missing until 5 o'clock that next evening. Even though she, out of her own mouth, said that the last time she saw her daughter was Friday morning. But you wake up, you realize your daughter never came home from a party, and you don't go look you don't go where she was. We'll just forget the fact for a minute that you let your daughter go to a party where there was going to be drinking and drugging, right? According to your guys' story. That's the story. So according to that, you let your daughter go. You let your daughter drive the car. You let your daughter try to make it home on her own. And then you wake up and you realize your daughter never came home. And you don't go out searching for her. And you know what Lindsay said? I didn't go out searching because I'm not trained to search for missing people. Oh, don't you give me that shit. You're a mother. You are supposed to have intuition. You are supposed to have a connection with your daughter like nobody else has ever seen. You don't need to be trained to go out there and look for your daughter. Are the teens trained to do what they're doing? Are all these people that are showing up to search trained to do it? No, but they do it. So So let it be known that Adventures with Purpose has not contacted me or Tony a single time throughout this ordeal. Not to offer condolences, not when the car was discovered, not once. I am so tired of hearing how wonderful they are when all they have done is make a spectacle out of my daughter's death on their quest to make themselves heroes. Let me tell you something, lady. You should be kissing AWP's ass, because if it weren't for them, your daughter would still be at the bottom of a lake. That's how a normal mother would be. But we know that that's not why you weren't like that, and we know why. Because you never wanted her found. She was not supposed to be found. That's not how the story was supposed to go. They are not and will never be my hero. This is meant to be our story, not theirs. Please do not give them the pen or allow them authorship. This is meant to be our story, not theirs. Meant to be. Bullshit. Tell me this is not something for them to come in and take everything. You know what I mean? She's mad at AWP because they found her and they are telling people about how they found her. You know what? You may not agree with me on some stuff, but you should be able to agree with me on the fact that this mother has never once acted like a normal mother in this situation. I truly, truly believe that, listen, you guys, because we knew that, listen, there was a $25,000 anonymous donation made to Lindsay, so it took the reward from $50,000 to $75,000, right? An anonymous donation. At the same time that $25,000 donation was made, cops said we are pulling back our search. They were done searching Prosser. They were done. They weren't going to search it again. They had left that area. They were done. Everybody knew that. And then AWP showed up, searched Boca, searched all around, and then we're like, well, might as well search Prosser. And they found her. That's why Sammy put out that message that said, no, it's not true. Kiely's not been found, because she knew that AWP was going to search Boca. She didn't know AWP was going to search Prosser, because AWP was told they didn't need to search Prosser. So when they searched Prosser and they found her, everybody got pissed off. And Sammy got scared. That's my opinion. You see, what happened when she was found was the donations stopped coming in. I don't think that's the only reason they didn't want her found. I think another reason they didn't want her found is because they didn't want is exactly what they are getting today. People digging into their life, people digging into their community, people digging into their town, finding shit that they wanted left in the dark. I mean, it just makes me sick. And now you got all these people who want to just go, yep, it's an accident, forget it, on to the next case. That too makes me sick. Because if you're really out there searching for the truth, that would not be your attitude. And I don't care what anybody says. Come here for a second. Ow, my foot's asleep. Run downstairs. Tell Dad to give me a cigarette. Okay. Now. Yes, everybody, if you haven't already, go sign that petition that Squirrel Girl started to get AWP that money. Because the day that AWP came into town, Lindsay pulled the reward money. Explain that shit. right? But Jagger and Kate, when Jagger did his interview with Fox 40, you know, when they were in Reno, when they did that, he said that I know Kiely is safe, and that he said that they were going to be the ones to bring her home. So if they found Kiely, they were going to get the money, right? I know. I said, you got to tell Dad. He's got to get it. Yes. So again, like we talked about the necklaces, here is the freaking keychain thing. So they knew her keychain was missing while they were searching for her. Just like they knew her necklaces were missing and not on her. How did they know that? That guy stood there and said that there was no connection, and they had videos of the fight, but there was no connection between the fight and Kiely's case. So then how do you know that this shit was not with her? How? It doesn't even make... Think about it, guys. Think about it, people. You guys, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, sorry. Okay, now, real quick, I want to take a... Let me actually, hold on a second. All right. I want to poll you guys real quick. Now, just going off of the stuff we have gone over today, if you believe that this is foul play 100%, no question in your mind, I want you to drop a 1 in the chat. If you think, thinking about all the stuff we've gone over, if you think that it was an accident, I want you to drop a 2. No judgment. I just want to know where people stand. Yes, thank you. Everybody, please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. We are trying to just get the truth out. We are trying to just figure out what happened and get answers, and that's it. So, and anybody who wants to, there's a link down in the description below if you want to join the channel and become a family member. That'd be awesome, to the CNY family. And anybody who wants to donate to help the channel out, there's links in the description below. Smith cautioned searchers to be cognizant of items like car bumpers and license plates that may be spotted on the side of the road. Should such an item be spotted? You know what's crazy? Smith cautioned searchers to be cognizant of items like car bumpers and license plates that may be spotted on the side of the road. Should such an item be spotted, the location and other information should be texted to Smith at her number. Should Rodney or her vehicle be spotted, contact the sheriff's office. Now, don't you think it's weird that they were looking for a car bumper or license plates? Who lost a bumper or a license plate? I know what some people are, somebody's going to say, oh, I think they mean off her car. Well, no, because now we know that there was no damage to her bumper, right? Or her license plate. It was on there. Again, why is evidence being handed to a teenager? And yes, knowing that we have this from when Kiely was a child with these cards and this kind of setup into this kind of stuff. I mean, for God's sakes, knowing everything we know now, how can you even think about it? How can you even dismiss everything we've learned? That's crazy. Oh, do you know? Thank you so much for your $10 super chat. Thank you. I mean, it's just insane. Here's the picture with Kiely and these other girls, and they're holding the cards. The Goddess of Knowledge cards. And Kiely just happened to have the card of light. And you know that Lindsay does these retreats for young girls. That shit makes me nervous. Doesn't that make any of y'all nervous? Like, I would like to talk. Oh, C-Star, thank you so much for joining the CNY family. You are awesome. It just makes me nervous for these girls to be going there. Knowing the kind of shit that these guys are into. I mean, at the very least, people, stop. Don't send your daughters there. You know, everybody, we should literally, you know what? Truckee only cares about one thing. Well, Truckee cares about a couple of things. Maintaining their reputation, right? That's a big deal to these people. And their money. That's it. Oh, do you know? Thank you so much for joining and becoming a family member. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. Pinky Jojo has joined the family. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Dowlin Dawson has become a member. Thank you so much for joining the CNY family. You guys are awesome. So, that's what I'm saying. What we need to do. Oh, Sarah S. has joined the CNY family. Thank you guys. We need to boycott Truckee. They need to boycott. Nobody should be sending their kids there. Ruby Blue has just become a CNY family member. Thank you so much. Nobody should be sending their kids there. These are dark people. They are, into some crazy ass weird shit. Knowing about the Truckee way. Just keep your kids out of there, right? That would be my advice. But next thing is People should stop going there. People should boycott Truckee. They really should. Hit them where it hurts. No tourist revenue. It's about to be ski season. So Lost Lodge is open for the season. They're moving on with their life. They got to make that paper. They got to make that money. I think that they thought they were going to go a long time with, like, Kiely was going to be missing for a long time. You know how much money you could take in? Bobo, get down. Hold on a second. Bobo, come on. Go downstairs. Sorry, guys. If it's not Bella, it's Bobo. It was Bobo this time. Ugh. Some of these might be my videos that I had made. Nope, there's Kiely at graduation. I mean, this girl lost her life, and everybody involved has just moved on with their life, especially her mother. You know, I can't even take it. Oh, there's her mother at her celebration of the community, talking and making her speech about how we should all just mind our own business and get a hobby. This is not a normal thing. I'm sorry. It's not. I mean, I have never ever heard of anybody having a cleansing table to get rid of evil entities at a celebration of life. Have you ever heard of such a thing? And not for nothing, I still don't know who this is or if it means anything. But when I was going back through all this stuff and I'm trying to look at everything, I still think it's weird that everybody else is in like dresses, skirts, short sleeve shirts. It's warm out. And this dude's dressed from head to toe in black. Don't you think that's weird? He's the only person dressed like this. So, again, it's weird. Let me do another quick tally real quick. So this laptop, I know there's been a lot of talk about the laptop when it came out. But I want to know, because I've gone back and forth with this myself. How many of you believe that that is Kiely's laptop? I know that a lot of people had mixed feelings about it. They were like, that looks like a guy's laptop. you know, but I mean, you can't really go off that because a lot of girls would have guys type stickers on there on their stuff, right? So, but I'm just curious because I don't know, there's something about it. I just can't let these things go, you guys. Here's Kate, who was supposed to be Kylie's real close friend. You ain't heard a damn thing from her. Yes, Pinky Joe. Anybody that wants to go sign the petition to make sure that AWP gets the money, Squirrel Girl has that petition. So make sure you sign that. Yeah, where is she? Where is Kate, who hasn't come out and said a damn thing? That is what I am talking about. I believe Kiely was beautiful. I believe she was of the light. And I believe they snuffed her out. And then did all of this for the money. I truly believe that. And here's the mom and Mags and Sammy and this other girl. What's her name? Crap. What is this redhead girl's name? I just read a thing about her. Matt. What's her name? Madeline? No, I don't know. Anyway, here they all are, standing at the celebration for the community. Sammy, looks like 2 cents a dance. But why is she in white? Why is she in the middle? Somebody said it was like she was like a being reborn type of thing. Like she moved up in this community. And the mom with a big old smile on her face. It just makes me sick. Your daughter is gone, and these people all know what happened to her. I can't even. It just seems like these kids are just allowed to do whatever the hell they want, whenever they want. Nobody has any control over them. Nobody has any say. It's like, oh, don't pass any blame. That's the Truckee way. Let these bastards get away with all this shit because that's the Truckee way. Because you don't say anything bad. You don't pass blame on another fellow local. Have you ever heard of such shit? I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. I think it's her brother though. And I don't know who this is. I don't know who those 3 people are. But these 3 people who were prominent, obviously her mother, but these 2 who were prominent in her case, claiming to be, with her that night, it just makes me sick. I'm from a very small town, but we don't have no shit like that. There's no, no Truckee way here. It's just sad that they're standing there like that with the smiles on their faces, and Kiely's car was just pulled out of a freaking lake. And nobody gives a shit on finding out how or why it's in there. I mean, what is going on? And everyone's just willing to say, okay, it's an accident. That is such bullshit. The California, let's see, does it say when this was put out? Of course not. Let me see. Nope. Oh, wait, August 22nd. The California Highway Patrol is working the case as a motor vehicle accident, using science to figure out what happened to her car, according to California Highway Patrol Assistant Chief Josh Ellers. Yep. It's just so sad to me that this girl, it seems like, didn't have one person that had her back. Not one. Not one person. All it would have took is one person. And nobody could even be that for her. Oh, who can forget Jagger's jank-ass tattoo that he got? I want all of you to look at this and remember what Kiely would want. Stay alive for me. We all need to stay strong for her family, and for each other. Again, the community. Nobody is in this alone. If anybody needs to talk about literally anything, I'm here for you. Kiely would want me to keep her friends and family safe, and that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. After all this, you are all my family. Kiely would want me to keep her friends and family safe. You're going to keep her friends and family safe, but none of you gave a shit about her? I mean, if you love somebody, how could you even be like that? That's why I don't trust Jagger. I don't care what anybody says. If he really loved her and he was not there, right? That's the story. If he really loved her and he was not there, he would question every single thing. Instead, he just took it and said, yep, I'm going with the accident. She got drunk. She drove. It happens. Yeah, exactly, ADK Lassie, until he started banging Kate. Unless they were doing that the whole time. These people are weird. You never know. August 11th, he liked a picture that this girl put out. And it's like, oh, she just went missing. And when you're not on here announcing how much you loved Kiely and how much you miss her and how she was your angel, you're over here liking pictures like this. So yeah, I don't trust Jagger, period. Nothing adds up here. So for anybody to look at all this and just say, yep, it's an accident, you're out of your damn mind. You are. Unless, you know, for you, it ain't about finding the truth. Because then it makes sense. Oh, sorry. Got that one twice on here. I don't know why. Again, here's another picture people were divided by. He looks like he's got a smug look on his face. And what do you guys think about her? Some people were like, she looks scared. She does not look like she's having a good time there. Some people are like, oh no, I think she's laughing. So what do you guys think? 1, she looks scared, or 2, she's laughing. Yeah, he looks baked in this picture. See, to me, he just looks like he's got that attitude like, you're mine, I got you, and that's it. You know, basically like, no, what are you going to do about it? But that's just how I took it. We all interpret things differently. I just don't trust him. And I didn't from the beginning. Even before AWP's video came out, I didn't. I still didn't. Okay. Now. Okay. Somebody said, well, part of it's cut out, but it says, taller guy but shorter than 6'3", skinny, and had acne or moles on his face, and said he was with a chick who looked like Kiely, but couldn't say that it was definitely her. She was wearing a light gray hoodie, only said that they seemed uneasy and asked a lot of suspicious questions. Don't panic or do anything that'll make it more suspicious by blocking your account. You have a solid alibi, right? So you're good? You know what Jagger wrote back? He said, yeah, well, she never even called roadside assistance, and I live 4 hours away, so I'm not really worried. Let the people think what they think. Now, I think, in my opinion, I don't think she did call roadside assistance because I think she was already in the back of the car at that time. I think roadside assistance met with somebody else. But he can, like, you weren't there, Jagger. So how do you know for a fact that she didn't call roadside assistance? How do you know? Because you know what already happened to her. That's how you know. See, these people talk, but they don't realize that there are truth within the lies, right? That's how it works. That's how you end up getting caught eventually. But I don't trust him, and that's just my opinion. Okay. Oh, when did he post this? Oh, of course it doesn't tell me on here. Okay, it says, this Jagger posted this. Must be when they were still, obviously they were still looking for her. She had not been found. Okay. Any info will help at this point. Oh, let me, so you guys can see. Any info will help at this point. She was last seen at Prosser Lake around 1:30. So that's another thing. Throughout this case, we've heard 12:30, we've heard 1, we've heard 1:30. Nobody actually knows when the hell she went missing or when she was last seen. It's crazy, you guys. Okay, so she was last seen at Prosser Lake around 1:30, most likely drunk driving. If anyone has any information, please come forward. You are not facing any charges. The cops, that is one thing the cops have been consistent with this entire investigation. They have been consistent with telling these teens that nobody will get in trouble. I've heard that a lot. Now, what I'm saying is, if you're in the middle, the search is still going on, she has not been found at this point, and you weren't there, why in the hell are you saying that she was drunk driving? Because this is the shit they've been pushing since the beginning. Oh, she was drunk driving. She was drunk driving. It's an accident. It's an accident. Bullshit. Bullshit. You cannot convince me that this was an accident after every damn thing I have seen in this case. There's no way. Why? Is StreamYard better? I've never used it. I do notice a lot of people use it, though. Yeah, that's what I mean. We've had people say the last time, Sammy said that she was the last person to talk to her, and that was at 12:36, even though her phone went down at 12:33. Okay? And then that Elsa chick said that she saw her at the party at 1 o'clock and she was wasted. And Jagger said that she was seen at 1:30, most likely drunk driving. It's like, come on. I think it's all bullshit. I think whatever happened to Kiely, now this is just my opinion, but I think whatever happened to Kiely, she was lured to a spot where this happened to her. She was set up. She was lured. I think Mags delivered her to Sammy and whoever else is involved. And they did something to her. Who knows what? I believe it was not anything good. I believe they did a lot of bad things to her. But that's just my opinion. But you know what? It's 2 months later in the case, and there's still zero evidence she was at a party, zero evidence that a party took place, let alone her being there, proving that she was there. And all these people that have come out have had different times and different stories. It's such bullshit. We don't know when she was last seen because I believe that photo is photoshopped that they say was her last sighting from that local truckie business. I believe that's bullshit. So we don't know when she was last seen. We don't know where she went missing from. All we know is that all we know is for a fact AWP pulled the car out of the lake with her remains inside. That's what we know. We don't know from where. We don't know where, when she went missing. We don't know any of this. Oh, we went over that. Sorry. Okay. So that tee-hee that tickles, that message that we talked about earlier, here's another one from her. At Jagger Westfall, you're missing a witness. LOL. You don't get away without consequences for what you did. They took out the R, as you guys can see. They took out the R and took out the K. But it's supposed to say, you raped and killed Kiely. Even though people are covering for you, there is one that isn't. Man, a lot of people are going to prison because of you. Ellie isn't allowed to protect their kids by covering this up. Who do you pay to store Kiely's car before dumping it? I'm really not asking. They already know. Revenge is the act of a weak-ass coward. So what do you guys take of that? I tried getting in contact with Tee-hee. I've left messages on Instagram. If anybody listening knows who that Tee-hee tickles is, Tee-hee that tickles, please contact me. Please get in touch with me. I am trying to get the truth about what happened to this girl. I'm not going to turn my back and quit because that's what everybody wants me to do. I'm not doing it. So if you need to get a hold of somebody to get some information out there, please tell me. All right? Listen, I'm not done. I still have a lot more to go over with you guys, but I do have to get my kids dinner. So let me do what I got to do, and then hopefully I'll be able to hop back on and we can pick up where I left off. But please hit that thumbs up, you guys. Please subscribe to the channel. Please consider becoming a member of the family and joining the channel. And we ask that anybody that can, that wants to help donate to the family, to the channel, there's links down in the description below. We love you guys. I'm going to try my best to get back on here tonight, and we'll finish going over everything. I hope this helps, just going back from the beginning and going over everything. So I love you guys. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Keep asking those hard questions. And those of you that sent me stuff, I will check that out before I come back on. So I hope you guys like this, and I will talk to you as soon as I get back.